you got out in January of 1946.
Yeah,
Came home.
16.
So now you're laid around for a couple of weeks, and then what you decided?
My father tapped me on the shoulder, and he told me when I left, when you come back, I'll keep the building. The building I'll rent, but when you come back, whoever's there will have to go if you still want the pop house.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 weeks after I was discharged and had a few get-togethers with the gang, he tapped me on the shoulder and says, if you want to start on that pop house, I'll meet you over there at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. See? So we both worked on it, and he was working at Fairbanks at the time, Bill, but they went on strike, so my dad was with me all the time, yeah.
He was.
Yeah, and we worked on that, and I used all my money, and that I'd saved and everything, so.
Well, but your father wanted you to sell some Lithuanian bread.
Yeah, of course, this was a little early. Yeah, he says, he says, hey, will you keep the Lithuanian bread there for the people to come down and a little milk for the neighborhood gang? And so I said, sure.
Which is a round,
black,
right. Or dark rye.
Right, yeah, that's one of the agreements, one of the stipulations.
Well, then this is sort of here is what, this is what the original pop house
looked
like.
Yeah, that's inside.
Yeah,
that's the inside, and that was taken, this was taken Christmas of '54.
Okay.
53 Christmas. And this clock was giving me the class of '54. Now, so you can see I was starting to hang Christmas cards.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, and then these are the trophies, Bucky Badger there, a good old Bucky Badger. And here's a picture of Gene Knutson, graduated class of '50, and he was in a Packard uniform.
Yes.
And that's a Wisconsin team.
So you serve mostly root beer, hamburgers.
Coke and hamburgers.
Coke, and French fries.
Yeah, French fries, yeah.
Here was after your first remodeling, I think.
Yeah,
and that's about when?
This here,
something like that?
This here was taken probably late summer of '54. I put in new jalousie windows, a door, and refinished the whole outside there, see? And that's me standing.
So you went through several remodelings, 46 to 53, 54, and 58 again.
Yeah, right.
And which stayed there, and here's a breakfast party with the team. It's
the
1949.
Softball team, and that was our homecoming game in '49. I think that's when it was.
Yeah, that was '49.
And we got Don Tamales and Fritz Wright and Buzz Gunderson. Billy Merkel, was a police officer here. He's up in Edgerton now.
Okay, yeah.
Bob McDowell, he's out in California. My brother Vince, and Dick Sharp, who was a college student at the time. And then Queen Frances Bjorklund and Marie Johnson Marzinkin.
And oftentimes you paraded up to Roseville
Yeah,
Field?
well, on special events. Yeah, that's a picture with the cowbell on the front and leading the parade. And Garby was their pitcher, yeah.
So Garby was
the opposing pitcher, so we got...
Garby. Yeah. Well, now you also participated in collegiate
college,
Olympics, college with Beloit College.
Very nice event. We played the college in softball, and they beat us a couple of times, so they started needling me, and I put up my head. I was doing a little thinking. I said, listen, we're going to play a whole selection of sports next spring. It'll be the Pop House Collegiate Olympics, and I want to see what you guys will do then. See?
Oh.
Now, this is a relay bike race, and this went through the campus.
Yeah. Well, now here's a great picture of you. What's going on here, George?
All these young men were Badger fans, including me.
Yeah.
Now, when we won, I'd ride in the convertible in the back, waving my red and white sweater and all that, but we lost, so we had to do the pajama game, see, and down College Street to the chapel and then back to where the teak house. So we got down the end, I took off my Indian outfit, had my red and white sweater, and I had 10 girls come up, red sweater, white corsages, and they sang Varsity. And that went over big.
And man, well, the car's got classier too. Here's a...
Well, this was for the opening of the new room in '58,
okay.
see?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
the Buick Special, that's
right.
three-holer. We used to go on three-holers and four-holers in those days, yeah.
Joni Maganenzi, and this guy, Olson's his name, he was a college student. This gal's name was Hamill. And I can't remember her.
But that was a pretty classy convertible that they had there in those days. Well,
was.
here you're building that addition on.
Right, yeah,
fall-
that's the
fall of,
addition that we
57,
prayed
huh?
for there, yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell you, the kids really helped out. They came down and they picked up rocks and they cleaned up the sidewalks all the time on Saturdays. You can't believe how cooperative young people were.
They really did a good job.
Yeah, and this is probably the same night when we opened the new room.
Opened up the new building,
And this girl graduated in '58, so this was March 11th of '58, and that's Carol Marriott. Her dad is Shorty Marriott, the car dealer.
Oh,
And
okay.
she's cutting the cake there. And this is myself, Jerry Payton, Chubb Holgeson. And here's Denny Wick. And these boys played in the bands.
Oh, they played in the band.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, after you did all of that, well, you had a little more room. Your trophy collection kept getting bigger and bigger all the time. I see there.
Remember how hard I fought for that first trophy? Oh boy.
See?
Now, I can date this a little bit.
Okay.
These pictures are Bob Rush and Warren Hacker. See that register? That register is working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's an antique now.
Yeah,
that register there, George. Now you also had some murals
Yeah,
down
right.
there, and who did that?
Pete Leonard. Pete Leonard did this, and he graduated from Illinois. Well, it was in the architecture field, but they didn't call it that. I think they call it industrial designing. But
Okay.
he put this on in just cartoon style without color.
Yeah.
Then Herbie Lucky come back in '54 and painted that for me.
Painted it all in.
Yeah, right.
And here's
the same way as that. Now this was done by Dave Dreisbach.
Okay.
Dave Dreisbach was a student at Beloit College in '46.
He was.
And he put that on in watercolor, but you know that was the color of the original color of the wall. But he said, "I'll just put it in watercolor. If you want to wash it off, you can do it." That thing stayed on there, and it's still down there.
Still there.
Yeah. Well, that design is there.
Basically the design. Yeah. Yeah. You also had lots of special events there, and this was a senior girls'
breakfast. This is a class of '58, and Dave Miller was helping me, and never had a problem getting the guys down, especially for senior girls' breakfast. You know, and we had rolls, toast, coffee, milk, orange juice.
You did that for many years.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
That was.
And the Chili Queen.
Yeah,
was
this
the
is
big
Chris Pearson, Theo Viticus. You know her dad, maybe the barber.
Okay.
Barb Gleason. This gal, name was Kroll. She's married to Gerhard over on Central Avenue, where they have the Central TV.
Yeah.
Judy O'Shambo, Penny Horniak, and Chris Pearson. She became the queen, and it's reserved for Chili Queen in Court. Now, the whole thing is we have a program there. Jack Freen is down there in the other corner playing music.
Oh, yeah.
And then when ready to announce the queen, we turn on the radio, and one of the fellows would give us the running score, and then I usually had a celebrity count the queen, and she got the first bowl as chili, and that started the Chili Queen. Now it was a real tradition we had there.
No, that's true.
Yeah, that's another court.
That's another court, isn't it?
Right,
yeah. See?
Queen Mary Lou.
And you've had several. Was this a Chili Queen?
No, this was put in the yearbook this year, and these kids were 65. That's Kathy Hammerhand, who has, and this is...
She's got the beauty shop on the north end
right.
here, yeah.
Now, this girl here is a good friend, you were a good friend of her dad's, who was the guy that sold the crackers in Kephart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's his daughter there.
Yeah, Kephart.
Yeah, and this Summerfield, and I can't remember.
George Kephart lost his leg in the invasion over there.
Both
Yeah,
of them.
invasion on Omaha Beach.
And Kathy, and this is Kathy Belkey. So it's a nice group of girls.
Yeah, good group of girls. How about these? You always had plenty of girls.
Yeah, well, this is a softball. See, we had the softball league in the summertime. That way, I wasn't in a high-price league. I could afford it, and each team bought a ball, and we furnished the umpires. So this is Welch is her name, and Judy Warner and Jill Hansen, Meredith Smalley, and Ryan is her name, I think. Yeah, that's.
What was it? A girls softball team?
No.
For the boys.
We again voted for a parade queen.
Oh, okay.
And then the parade queen threw in the first ball to open the season. We couldn't get the president.
Now you always enforce strict discipline over in the
Absolutely. That's the only way you can do it. The only way you can operate a place as a teen center. You had rules, regulations, a constitution, bylaws, and control. Say, if you don't go by the rules, that's it, you know. But as I say, Bill, I lasted 30 years, and time wore me out. But the whole thing is, nobody else had a pop house.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't. Now here's one of them hamburger eating
hamburger eating contest.
How did that work?
All seniors, and those guys, I picked them because I had to figure out who were the bigger eaters were. See?
Yeah.
This is Rudolph. One hamburger every 5 minutes you had to have.
One hamburger every 5 minutes.
And then you're out. See? So, and 13 was the record.
13.
Yeah, Bill Cruz won that.
Oh, that's Bill. Is that Bill Cruz there? Yeah. Then they'd have a glass of water.
Yeah, water, nothing else. No pop or anything, just water.
Just water.
Yeah.
Okay, well, 13 to put away is pretty good. Here's one of your
basketball.
61 or 62.
As good as a team as I've ever had here. Vincent, Hurst, Tamales, and Mall, and Ray Willow, he was very good up to the college. Ole was good up there. Al Pato was an excellent ball player. Chucky Schultz and John Maloney.
Yeah, you had some great teams.
You bet.
Yeah,
we won it every year almost.
See?
Did good.
Well, now you had some bands.
Yeah.
And how much did you pay for some of these bands?
Well, you got a group which you call a jam session.
Okay.
And so Jack Freena was the man in charge, and
Jack Freena was playing way back then.
Yeah. And I got all Beloit College. This is all Beloit College.
Yeah.
And they usually get a little extra food during the week, so they get $3 worth of food. At that time, hamburgers were probably 20 cents.
Yeah.
See,
yeah. So that's quite a few hamburgers, though. But $3 worth of food. Huh?
Yeah. Now this is a chili festival here. See, and again, we've got the college boys. There's Denny again. Ron Hermes. Freenham was somewhere that day. Bill McLean was an excellent trumpet player, and this kid was from Beloit. Beckman was his name. And these kids are all in the old pop house waiting, enjoying the music. And of course, the Queen was probably crowned at the time there, but
had some great time. Well, then you had I understand some big national acts too, George.
Right.
They came mostly in the 60s.
Yeah, right. Throughout the 60s, early 70s, and probably didn't get anything big until probably 59, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe
right in there.
Just started blossoming in there. And Bobby Vinton was probably one of the finest entertainers. Yeah, there he is.
There's Bobby Vinton
and this is the band. They're out of Rockford. I use them a lot because they're close by and they're good. Mm-hmm. Bobby Goldsboro, Conway Twitty, Johnny Tillison, Freddie Cannon, and the Steve Miller. He did real well, And
Kingsman?
Kingsman, and then the Fireballs and Jimmy Gilmer and the Fireballs, that was his, and he had that song Sugar Shack.
Would they play? They'd play outside.
Yeah,
in the patio,
this was a patio.
This is a patio.
Before I built the big room on there.
Yeah.
See? And you'd probably recognize. Well, it's pretty hard right now, but there's Bruce Bartholomew and Chris Martin.
Oh yeah. I knew this is the class senior. This was
the. Well, they were sophomores at this time.
Summer of '65.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew a lot of these kids because I had kids in high school about that time here. So.
Yeah, and you had the store.
And they had the store.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, I learned a lot, but most of all, the satisfaction of myself. Just so happy I did what I did. Great association with the college students. Got well acquainted with the city fathers all the time, kept in touch with the administrators of both schools, counting the Memorial and the Catholic High School, kept in touch with them, let them know, and they, we just kept what you call a friendly association. George, we'd like to kind of have you do this or this or that, and not any demand, but it was great. During school hours, the only time a kid could come in that place during school hours if he had a ticket to get to the dentist or something. Once in a while they try to sneak in and out they went.
Out they went. Yeah. Well, George, it's been great having you here this afternoon.
What a pleasure.